Going to be joined now by the leader of the South African Royal Kingdoms organization, Dipuo Mokola Mtembu. Good afternoon, Dipuo, and welcome to the Soundbite.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me
Good
clearly?
afternoon.
Yes, Dipuo, I can hear you very clearly. Dipuo, what is the party's response been to Parliament approving the Bela Bill?
We're not happy. We're not happy with the Bella Bill because the Bella Bill actually takes off the rights of the parents over their children. It is not correct that as a parent you cannot make decision for your child, that your child belongs to the state. The minister must make all the decision on your behalf. For an example, let's say the minister now makes a decision that your child can actually drink in the premises of the school. You know what I'm saying? And this child goes to school, they get drunk at school, they come back home, you have to deal with a drunkard for a child. The minister doesn't live in your house. You live in your house with the child. So the fact that the parental role is being taken away, it's a problem for us. We're really not happy with the Bella Bill.
Now, another bill that has been passed, Dipuo, is the NHI. Is the South African Royal Kingdoms organization in favor of universal healthcare? And is it something that has been envisioned that was envisioned by the ruling party?
That the healthcare we agree with. However, there needs to be some security that are put in place. Number one, if you look at the state of our hospital, our government hospital, it is in the state that is in because the budget. Let's make an example with Gauteng. Gauteng, when they give it a budget for the health department, they actually look at census. If census says Gauteng has got 4 million people, they will be receiving a budget for 4 million. But the reality is that Gauteng is not servicing 4 million people. It's actually servicing 10 million because of the foreigners that are in the country. Some of them just come in for medication, just to give birth or to get ARVs, whatever medication that they need. So if we're going to see the same situation happening in the private sector, then it's a problem for us. Number two, how are they going to deal with medical aids? Because it means that if you are a South African citizen and you have a medical aid, and at the same time you're paying taxes, your taxes are being used to subsidize the private hospital so that everyone can go. So you are paying double in actual fact. You are paying for a medical aid, you are paying for taxes that are paying for other people to get private medical health care. So you're actually paying double. So what's going to happen to the taxpayers, to the people that are in the middle class? More so, what's going to happen to the doctors in the private sector? Because most of them, we're going to see them leaving the country and going to, already they're underpaid as doctors and healthcare practitioners. So what's going to happen when that bill comes in? What is it that has been put into place to make sure that foreigners are not going to abuse the system, to make sure that our doctors are going to be paid the amount that they have to be paid, and our nurses? Was it properly thought of, or was it just something that was signed because we're going to elections and we want to get votes for ourselves? We can see that we're going down, so this will be the easiest way for us to get votes. So we're actually not happy. The manner that it was done, we're not happy with it.
Dipuo, in closing, when it comes to agriculture and access to land, it is a very important pillar for the party. In which ways do you believe the party can protect the country's land and natural resources?
Actually, our organization, it's about land and dignity. We are saying the land was not taken from politicians. The land was not taken from the government. The land was taken from the kings and the queens and their communities, the natives of the country. Now, I'll make an example with mining. Technology is beautiful. You don't actually have to mine for you to be able to make money out of the minerals that we have. I normally make an example with Klerksdorp. Klerksdorp today is a ghost town because the employment level is very high because it was mined and the minerals were taken out of the country. But because we have a technology that you don't actually have to mine, you can use your asset. Let's say you have gold on your land. You can take that report and actually it assesses how much your gold is worth without mining it. And you list it at the stock exchange. And immediately you're making money out of the asset that you did not remove out of the ground. So the removal of minerals in terms of mining, it's actually a way of stealing our minerals so that they can build the first world and we remain a third world forever. So we actually are against that. We are saying technology is so advanced today that your land, you can preserve your assets for 3-4 generations to come. But if you're mining it, your assets are being taken out of the country and they're going to enrich the Western world. And what's going to happen 3-4 years, generations down the line? We are already seeing it with Klerksdorp. We are already seeing it with Johannesburg. Johannesburg is falling apart. I'm sure you've been aware that underneath there is no Johannesburg. Bristol had fallen down completely because it's hollow underground. So if we continue to do that, where are we going to be 4-5 generations from today as a country? So we are totally saying we can preserve what we have. We have 43 minerals that we can preserve and that we can use with the current technology to benefit South Africans.
Dipuo, we have to close now, but very quickly, something that's very important. You're speaking about land, you're speaking about ownership, you're speaking about investing into our own country. We understand that the people of Gaza, Palestine, the West Bank, there's lots of, minerals, there's gas off the shore. What is the party's stance on what is happening in that part of the world right now?
It's very difficult to look at Palestine when our house here is burning. We have enough problems in our hands in South Africa. We cannot even focus on foreign countries when we have serious problems here. So as an organization, we focused on South African problems. There's the Bella bill, there's the health bill, unemployment is high, there's instability in the country, our borders are wide open, our children are eating nyaupe and all that. We have enough problems. We cannot even look at anybody else right now. We need to sort ourselves out and get our house in order before we can even look at other people. I know we live in a global environment. We are affected one way or the other through trade because it's an open economy. However, I think we need to focus more on our problem than the Western world.
I hear you, and I wish I had more time to engage with you, Dipuo, because it was when our people were suffering under the heavy hand of apartheid that the Palestinians played a great role in bringing the liberation to our country and offering a lending hand when most of the world was looking at us in terrorists. But hopefully we can have that conversation again. That day, the voice of the South African Royal Kingdoms Organization, Dipuo Mokolo Mthembu.
Thank you very much.